No. Okay. Anyway, Tomcat. So let's take this AMI first. This AMI, and let's install the Tomcat first. Why do we need to install the Tomcat actually? You know the reason? Why do we need to install Tomcat? Why did we install Tomcat last time? Can you remember that point? Yes, load balancing. For which part of the load balancer? No, actually. This is very tricky actually, the installing Tomcat. We can install anything, but for the moment which is easy to install, Tomcats. That's why I selected. Can you remember guys that I configured something inside the load balancer called the health checks? Yeah, we are using Tomcat for that health checks. We are putting some basic HTML files over here, like hello world or something like that, and we always try to figuring out from the load balancer, right? I'm going to erase this one. Okay, we are going to create two instances under two availability zones, AZ1, AZ2. Okay, this is the LB part. We are using classic LB, and traffic, we assume that traffic will be distributed evenly. In here we need to consider about some load balancing mechanisms, load balancing configurations. First is who are the listeners and health check, and what are the other things we need to consider? What is the most important part we need to consider in load balance? With those two, can we run application throughout the load balance? Or do we need something else? What do you think of that? Any idea? Can't you even remember the theories, even though you are failure with the practical? No, actually the listeners are the instance. What are the underlying instance? We can say A, B, we can add A, B here. Okay. For the health check, we are using the Tomcat part. And what is the other part? Other source, destination, ports. Which port are you going to load balance? In here we are using port 8181, here also 8181. Kavishka, what is the port for Java application?
8181.
Okay. Since which is inbuilt with the application property, as I can remember, I mentioned as 8181. The 8080 is for actually the Tomcat. Okay. Yeah, HTTP. So here we need to mention about two ports, 8080, 8181. This is for Tomcat, this is for app. Okay, let's move forward and create it. First of all, take out that AMI. Just log into your EC2 console. Yeah, just go into the AMI bundles and you can see the Aws Kt Session AMI. right? Right, just select the T2 micro and go into configure instance details. Anyway, you should be able to know about this since you are now on. Now we are very polished up with the creating EC2 instances, right? I'm going to select whatever the VPC. For my case, I'm selecting my VPC subnet. Which subnet are we going to use? Yeah, for the moment we have to use public, but better to go with private. But since we don't have any jump hosts, let's go with the public one. And the IPs, let's enable this auto assign public IP. In that case, we don't want to allocate any elastic IP. We can just directly go through that auto assign public IP. And we don't want to select any IAM role, capacity reservation, or whatever the things. Just go and click on that storage, keep it as 8 GB. In the tag, just name it as test. Just use the same naming convention, LB, then your name, whatever your username, and put a. This is for one server, that's A server, and go to the existing security groups. In my case, I have Madhura.d EC2 security groups. In that case, I can see my port 8080 and 8181 has been allowed, and also port 22 is accepted through the 203, whatever that our public can hear, the lease line IP. Go and review. You can see all the AMI details, instance details, security groups and all. And just click on the launch. While you are launching, you have to choose your existing key pairs. Make sure to select whatever the key pair you have created. But before that, just see whether your keys are available here. If you don't have that key pair, that is a problem. Just need to create a new one. For my case, I'm logging. Just going through that. That's my key pair. Yes, my one is here. Okay, you found your on keys. All those are stored in your machines. Just make sure whether your key is inside your machine. You're right. Okay, just launch that instance and just click on the ID of your instance. You'll be able to see your instance is being initiated. And also I need to give you that update about, just take the same URL we have shared with you last time. Since we need to install our Tomcat over there, I'm just going through that. Okay, and let's log into your machine first. I'm using my terminal window. the guys who are in the Windows, seems everyone is in Windows, right? Use that X shell to create your session. I'm using this SSH -i, my key file. Okay, I'm just putting EC2 user at. You can get the you can just click on the connect button and you can get whatever the IP over here. Guys, I have to terminate my instances. My key is missing in the key list. I'm going to use a key again. Go into the AMI, KT sessions, launch. The same thing, and just select yes, subnet as the public subnet. Auto assign IPs should be enabled. Add storage is fine. I'm just going to add name test LB Madura -a. Configure security groups. Select my security group, launch and review, launch key pair. Sorry? Since I don't have a key, I'm going to create a new one. Yeah, it's there, but the downloaded one is different. The one is in my machine. Create a new key pair. LB, download my key pair and launch the instance. Meanwhile, just go through again to your EC2 and just create another instance as well. Go to the same AMI, just select the AMI, launch, and configure instance details. Select your VPC and the public subnet. Auto assign public IP is enabled. Now I'm going to add the storage. 8 GB. Name for me is like test LB Madura A. Just change it as B and go to the security settings. Select the required security groups and review and launch. Just select your key. I'm selecting my key as Madura LB and start my instance. Yeah, same song. Yeah, you can filter your instances putting a filter as test dash lb dash your name, then you will be able to see your own instances. I can see 2 of my instances are being initiated. I'm going to log into node A. I'm going to put SSH -I. Downloads lb.pem ec2 user at application that instance IP address, and I'm just trying to log into that. I'm just putting an yes. Okay, you can see that a bad permission is here, right? You have to change your permission into 400. In that case, put a chmod 400. And I'm going to just log into that. Yeah, I just log into my server and I'm going to install can cache the EC2 use again. I'm going to log into the server B as well. Everyone just log into your own servers. Yes. Yeah, I'm done by logging to the servers. Everyone logged on to your servers. Give me 1 minute, guys. Guys, everyone log into your servers. Why initializing?
I created a new one. I had to create a new security group to add the rest.
What happened to existing security? Which will be automatically affect to the existing servers which is being attached with. But anyway, that's fine. Just try to log into the servers, and whoever log into the servers, try to install that what is Tomcat on both servers. You install. You got the output from the Tomcat port 880, whatever the public URL .port 880. Cool. Others also come to the same page. I'm also going to install that. I have two servers. I'm going to check whether my Java is running at the moment. Java version. Yeah, seems both servers have Java. Guys, I'm going here, download. I'm going to install Tomcat server by extracting the artifacts and going to start. From both instances, you should be able to get this output, right? You got it, Asita, right? You got it, right? Cool. Yeah, go into that server A. You can see the Java file is there. Just run it, java minus jar hello world jar. Okay. And also I'm going to start on the server B as well. Java minus jar hello world. Yeah, server 1 is started from my end. I'm going to put 8181 slash hello. Can take the server output as B, and I'm getting like this hello, and server output as A. Now I have configured A and B, right? My servers are ready. Now we can move into load balancer thing. Let me know if everyone is ready with this status. 080, okay. Is that done, Marja? Okay, let's move forward with the load balancer thing now. First of all, since you are in the AWS console, go to the load balancer, which is in the left pane. Once you are in the load balancer page, there are a lot of load balancers available. We are going to create a new one. Just click a new one and just go to this classic type load balancer, the great one. Create that one. Just put again test dash lb dash whatever your username. and select the VPC you are using. Okay, I'm going to select my one. We keep the create an internal load balance as default. We don't click it. We can add the ports that you are using. Here we are taking 8080 to the output of 8080, and add another TCP protocol to 81 as well as 81, and you can select whatever the subnet. I'm going to select my public subnet and going to assign my security groups over here. Yeah. In here, right? The problem is, like, since this is a load balancer table, if you are giving like a port range in the load balancer port and instance port, if you are giving again a port range, we cannot map it, right? In that case, we need to definitely say which is the exact port and which is the instance port. In that case, we have to add everything one by one as tuples. Let's assign the security groups. Make sure to assign your instance security groups that you assign to your instances. Configure, and you will be getting this warning scenes, which is default is okay, but you don't list that your own security group. Default is there for the AWS accounts, but in that case you only allowed for 22 port. If you select the default, you have to go back to your default security groups and change all the security settings over there. And this is where we are using the health checks, right? In here we are taking this and put a slash like this. Ping port is 8080, and let's keep it as default. Other options, you configured this, right? The health check done, right? The port 80 is same that Tomcat instance that are running. Going to add EC2 instances. I'm going to add my load balancer A and load balancer B instances, and also I'm not going to add any tags.
You need to select both, right?
Yes.
Enable cross-zone load balancing, enable connection range.
No, keep it as default. And I'm just going to create it, which will take few minutes. And when you click on your load balancer, now, sorry?
Did you add a tag earlier?
No. Just go through the instances. You can see that instances are out of service for the moment. It takes several minutes to get it available. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is like you can set connection rating. Like if some connection is always trying to your like EC2 instance in the underneath instances to the load balancer, and if it is still not acknowledgement from that instance, he is going to drop that connection within that draining option. We can mention whatever the seconds, then he is going to drop it. Yeah, just try this. Still out of service. And also you can check who are the listeners, and we have mentioned all the ports that we want. And yeah, health check is this 8080 Still out of service. Anyone got in use? I'll check. I'll check. In use, right? Also got the same output. Everyone got the in service now. Yep. Mm-hmm.
As soon as like we can we edit this health check into like intervals or seconds?
Yeah. You can edit them as well.
Timeouts by 1 second.
Yeah.
So that may improve.
Yeah, that improves means that little bit fast, like the number of connections per second or whatever the particular time period is increase if you are changing those kind of options. Out of service. You got in service, right, Lairu? The same like what is that health check, right? 8080, and you put the protocol as HTTP, right? And the path as root.
8080 set the TCP.
Sometimes my case also. But in my case, I do see that HTTP 8080. Marjan, you done? Still out of service. Okay. Give him some minutes. Still out of service.
So the file is transferred. Is it a problem?
No, that's not a problem. What is that? HTTP colon like this, right? You can get the load balancer URL under description. This is your record. Load balancer URL. Put it here in your whatever the browser. Put 8181/hello. I can see hello. This is server A. Just try it. Yeah. When you try several times, you can see as well as try with some incognito. In that case also you will be able to find that. Just try. You can get B as well. Since which is kind of that what is that cache. You got B as well, right? Okay. Go here also. Yeah. Okay then, guys. I think we are done with the last session one as well. I got a B for here now after several tries. Okay guys, then let's wrap up it for today. I think now you almost know about how to provision a server, how to create a VPC, create an elastic beanstalk, as well as go through some load balancer concepts, how we can configure basic load balancers according to the theories that we have learned so far. And now we are almost done with some basics, and you can do something on your AWS accounts. Moving forward, I'm going to cover up some database concepts and some other S3 bucket objects and some deep level things inside the AWS on the next session, the session number 4, and I'm going to complete the series number 1 on the next week. We'll be having the same time period most probably, since you need to grab everything one by one, otherwise it's not like giving you theories and this is not working. Anyway, after that we'll plan another series number 2, which is kind of a intermediate level. Once the intermediate level is completed, we can go to the advanced level. So all those 3 areas should be covered before moving to the AWS exams. Every part of the AWS, every corner of the AWS you should know. Anyway, let's move forward gradually, and thanks for coming today as well, and thanks for being with me around 5 hours, right? More than 5 hours. Thanks for your contribution. Have a good night. Thanks.